So we're going to focus on moon energy today after our beautiful full moon yesterday. Lunar energy is cool and receptive. It's inwardly focused. So we're going to come inward today. Starting to tune in to your breathing. Just noticing to start. Yes. Let those exhales be about kind of settling into this space, letting the body release. So the full moon's a time of abundance, generosity, plentifulness. Sometimes the top of the inhale is considered kind of like the full moon phase. So as we're breathing here, we're going to move into a 3-part breath, a Dirga breath. And that just means that we're breathing from the belly, kind of up the body and into the chest. So as you inhale, you start to feel your belly expand, and then the rib cage starts to expand, and finally the chest. That's the top, that's the full moon. And then exhale, chest releases, rib cage releases, belly releases. So it's like you're breathing up from your belly to your chest. Feeling the expansion as the breath rises up the body, and then feeling that letting go and contraction as the breath returns to the belly. Think about that full inhale, that full openness as being an opportunity to become open and receptive. And then that exhale, as we kind of let it settle in, taking whatever it is that we receive and allowing it to percolate in us. If you're comfortable taking that breath just a little deeper, a little longer, a little slower, kind of moving into that. If not, stay where you are. Feel that sense of fullness as you're finishing that inhale. The lungs are full, the torso is full. And then let it go. And we're going to shift this breathing a little bit, move into what's called Surya Chandra, which means sun moon breath. So take a moment to imagine a huge golden sunburst at the top of your head. You can see it or feel it or imagine it. And then see a round silvery moon at the soles of your feet. As you draw in your breath, draw in the quality of the sun beaming above your head. Draw those energies down through your body to the soles of your feet. Visualize the quality of this inhale, of that energy from the sun. And as you release your breath, allow the energies of the moon to flow up from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head and to permeate every part of your body. So the inhale, we imagine the energy coming from the sun moving down through our body. And as you exhale, the energy of the moon moving up from the soles of the feet to the top of the head. Notice the difference in the quality of the energy, that fiery sun energy and that cool lunar energy. So we'll keep that energy as we're breathing in and out, but add a few words to it. So as you're breathing in, the words fiery sun, feel that fiery sun as you take the breath in, and then the word cool moon as you exhale and the breath moves back up. Fiery sun, cool moon. Shifting to vibrant sun, meditative moon. Courageous sun, reflective moon. Energizing sun, restful moon. Healing sun, nurturing moon. Settling into this balance of sun and moon energy, this balance in your nervous system and in your body. Just a few more deep breaths here. And then beginning to return to your body. Starting to notice moving when you need to, stretching if you need that, or if there's a posture that would feel good. Make sure you get a nice big stretch in, reaching the arms and legs. Maybe get some movement in the fingers, the toes, the hands, the wrists, the ankles. All right, let's bring those arms up. So I'm gonna do some movement with the breath here. Inhale there, and then as you exhale, bring the hands together and down to your forehead, down to your heart. And then turn the fingers so that they're coming down towards the feet, and then release. Arms come up as you inhale. As you exhale, tap the forehead, tap the heart. Start to turn the fingers downward. Keep moving. The inhale takes those arms back up. The exhale takes them through the forehead, the heart, and then down. Just tapping on spaces of introspection, the mind, the heart, the gut, our instincts, our intuitions. Just do one or two more rounds. When you're done, I'm going to take those arms back up overhead, let them rest along the floor, sort of like you're making a circle, so it's the shape of a full moon above your head. Nice deep breaths in the torso, filling up from the belly through the chest and then back down. And then we'll add Baddha Konasana to this, so bringing the soles of the feet together, taking those knees out to the sides. If it's too much with the feet close to you, just slide your feet away a little bit. There's a little less tension in the hips then. Still filling up the torso from belly to chest, and then letting the breath go. If you're okay with the arms in that position, we'll leave them there as we settle back into our breathing. If it's bothering your shoulders, bring the arms down. Full moon is a time to spend in reflection, Of settling into what doesn't serve you, what does serve you. Heartfelt intentions, slower, quieter. I choose to ignore the outside noise. I am in touch with my own soul. I am connected with my higher self. Inner peace is my priority. I listen to my own inner voice. I let it guide me. Deep inside, I already know what I really want and what is best for me. I feel that divine energy. I don't run from it, I embrace it. Three more nice, big, deep breaths. When you're done, if you have the arms up, we'll bring them down. Slowly bringing those knees up towards each other, those feet about hip distance apart. And start to do some moving bridges here. Arms are down along the sides, palms facing down. We're connecting through the arms and the feet to the earth. As you inhale, we'll slowly roll up the spine and lift those hips. As you exhale, roll back down, hips settle. Imagine that breath moving from the belly up through the rib cage into the chest as you inhale. And then as you lay the spine down, that breath moves all the way back down to the belly. Options here, you can continue to move if that feels good. You could hold your bridge up if you like. And you could also hold with a block underneath the back of the pelvis for a supported bridge. So do what feels good for you. If you're holding, you're going to focus on that inward downward energy that's sending us back down towards the earth. So kind of noticing, particularly if you have the block, you're going to notice the back settling down into that block, the block taking all your weight. If you're holding without a block, you're noticing that the weight is kind of settling down into your shoulders and upper back, feeling your body just sinking into whatever's touching here. Letting your body sink. This opportunity to settle and sink down. And we'll do 5 more breaths here. And if you need to release your hold, please do. And whenever you are done with your 5 breaths, we're going to release and take our backs to the floor again. And then shift your knees side to side. Take your time, and there's no rush. And then if it's comfortable for you to bring the knees in towards the chest, we'll come to that. If you want to, you can take your head and shoulders up off the floor and squeeze those shins in, trying to get the cheeks to the knees. If that doesn't feel good on your neck, keep your head down. If you have your head up, you can bring it back down. If it's comfortable for you to rock here, rocking on that lower back, you can go ahead and do that. If it doesn't feel good on your lower back, you can either stay still or bring the feet back to the floor. Take the knees side to side. From here, we'll head into happy baby. So we're going to pause if you're moving. Keep the knees bent, but take the feet up towards the ceiling. Hold on somewhere, feet, ankles, shins, maybe the thighs. And again, if you want to rock, you can take it side to side. All right, we're going to make our way up to sit. You can come off to one side and head up, or you can rock and roll up the spine. You're going to have those legs out long when you get there. Take a little time to get into your head and your neck. I haven't done a whole lot with them yet. So get some movement there. And just do what feels good. It might feel good to continuously move. It might feel good to pause, just settle into a particular spot that's a little bit cranky this morning. Just a few more breaths. Right, I'm going to bring the hands to the heart, do some movement with the arms. We're going to inhale, take those arms up. Same movement as before. As we exhale, we'll tap the forehead, the heart, turn the fingertips, let them roll down towards the feet. Inhale back up. Exhale, forehead, heart, turn. Now we'll start to move more towards a forward bend as we take those fingertips away. So the exhale comes through and then we sweep forward and then sweep up. We'll do a couple more. Then we're going to land in that forward bend when we get to the last one. Letting the hands rest where they need to, just tuning in. So forward bends are postures of introspection, of coming inward and downwards. They're very lunar. So see if you can come back to that sensation of the body filling up from the belly up through to the chest. as you inhale, and then that breath moving inward, downward as you exhale. Let the exhales be about that act of surrender, of just letting your body settle here. A few more breaths. When you're ready, we'll make our way back up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. So you need to be able to sit up straight here because we're going to be moving a little bit. So if you can't sit up straight, take your blanket, fold it up, kind of like about like that. And then you're going to sit on it so that your sits bones, those two bony points of your butt, are kind of just rolling off it. And that just helps us to stay upright because it gets our hips kind of going in the right direction. So we're going to take the arms up. We're going to form that kind of full moon circle here. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you're going to close the eyes. If not, just a soft gaze down towards the floor. Feel that breath filling you up. This time, imagine it's going all the way up, all the way to the top of the head, filling that space above your head. Exhale it down. Feel the body sinking down. See if you can let those shoulders release a bit. If this doesn't work for your shoulders, just take your arms down. Next time you exhale, we're going to slight side bend to the right. Keeping the arms in this position if it works for you. If it doesn't, let them down. Come on, back up, center, other side. Back through to center. We're going to release this for a moment and give those shoulders some movement. And then back to stillness. Arms come back up again. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to move back and forth this time. So that our inhale is center and our exhale is coming over. Inhale back up to center, and then exhale over to the other side. One more each side. And when you get back to center, we're going to let those arms come down again. Give those shoulders a roll. All right, so we're going to do a kind of a swooping down and around motion with this arm position. So you can stay here if that feels okay for you. If it doesn't, then just switch your legs. So you could sit cross-legged, you could sit legs extended, whatever feels good. Okay. All right, so we're going to take those arms back up again. And then we're going to come over to the right and then start to kind of lean forward. We're coming down and around and back up. Down and around and back up. So if you notice any catches, or if you notice as you're moving that you've got some spots that might need some attention, you could stop. Just kind of settle into the stretch. Maybe let it work itself out. If it feels good to keep moving, then do that. We're going to go about four or four more times. How about 4 or 5? 4 or 4. And then when you're done, We'll pause and we're going to go the other direction. We'll just do a few more. When you're done, come back to center. We'll release the arms, give those shoulders, maybe the neck, a little bit of movement here. And then let's head over into table pose. Make sure you put something under your knees if you need a little extra cushioning there. Don't have it too thick because sometimes that can affect your balance. All right, we'll start with some cat cows here. Taking that belly down, lifting the chin as you take your breath in. Exhale. Back rises. We're going to see if we can come back to that 3-part breathing. So noticing as you're breathing in the belly, the rib cage, the chest. As you're breathing out, chest, rib cage, belly. And you can stick with cat cow if you like, or you can move to something else, some other movement, maybe circling the hips or moving forward and back. Maybe you feel like you want to head up into down dog, stretch out there. Just do what it feels like your body needs right now. Do a few more breaths. And then we'll settle back into table pose. I'm going to head towards some variation of extended child's pose. So you could keep your knees where they are. You could take the knees wider. I want you to be able to get your head either to the floor, to a block, or to a blanket. So I want your forehead to touch something. Okay, so if your head doesn't make it easily to the floor, try the block or the blanket. So settle in whatever way is comfortable for you. You could stay more, instead of sitting back towards your heels, if that bothers your knees or your hips, you could stay more in that kind of parallel position or perpendicular position and just walk your hands away and then let your head rest somewhere, depending on what's going on in those hips. Let your head settle. It's the brow chakra, the third eye, the space of intuition. I know, I understand, I listen. If you're there and you're fairly comfortable and you'd like to kind of massage that forehead a little bit, you start to take the head kind of side to side so you're rolling over that forehead. If it doesn't feel good, no worries. Just stay right where you were. If you're rolling back and forth, we're going to pause back at stillness. Just a few more breaths here. When you're finished with those breaths, we'll start to make our way back up to table pose. Let's do a few cat cows in between. And then pause back at neutral. We're going to come to a heart-centered variation of table pose with the option of coming into balancing table if you like. We're going to keep the right hand down and bring the left hand to the heart. And you can stay right here if you like, just focusing on the heart if you want to. I'm going to take that. We have left hand at the heart, so right leg up. And you don't have to, you can just stick with just the arm. I listen, I know, I understand my mind and my heart. Just a few more breaths. And if you brought the knee up, that comes down and hand comes back to the floor. Coming to the other side, opposite hand comes to the heart. Tuning into that space as you breathe. Feeling the breath move from the belly all the way up through the rib cage into your hand and the heart and back down. And if you brought the leg up on the other side, we'll bring that up. Just a couple more breaths. And knee comes down, hand comes down. Few cat cows. And then we'll settle back into table. Options here to come into downward facing dog. We're going to focus on sending that heart energy down towards the earth. If down dog's not in your practice, you're going to stay on your hands and knees, keep your knees and hips lined up, and walk the hands away for puppy pose. Arms can be extended there, but if that's too much on your shoulders, if you're in puppy, you can bring the elbows down. Okay. Settle into any movement that would feel good, any stretch. Maybe it's stillness. We are going to do a little bit in the space of stillness in a bit. Right, we're going to return to stillness if you're moving. Just take a moment as you exhale to see if you can let the heart center melt down a little bit. Maybe the backs of those shoulders get a little broader. Inhale up the body from the belly through the rib cage to the chest. And then exhale back down from the chest to the belly. Feel that sensation of sinking as you're exhaling. And if you find that being in down dog this long is too much, then just come down to puppy. Breathing up from the belly to the chest. Breathing down from the chest to the belly. Just a couple more. We're going to make our way into a standing forward bend from there. So you can step forward if you like. You can have the knees down and walk your hands in so you can roll up. And when you get to that forward bend, I just want you to tune into what's going on in your body. What do you need to do here? If your back is not feeling great in this spot, come back up to maybe halfway. See how that feels. Do your legs need to be really long and strong here, stretching out or soft? Maybe a ragdoll is in order where we're just letting the head hang, letting the arms hang. Just feel yourself sinking towards the earth as you're exhaling. A few more breaths. And then when you feel ready, we're heading up to standing. So you can get there however you like. And if you're not at the front of your mat, we're going to head towards the front of your mat. All right, so we're going to take those arms up as we inhale. Exhale to the forehead, tap the heart, fingertips turn down. We'll come down into a forward bend. As you finish your exhale, inhale all the way up again. Exhale, forehead, heart, forward bend. Go at your own pace. Go nice and slow if it feels good. Speed it up if you want to add a little energy to your practice. I know, I listen, I understand. It's part of coming inward. Next time you land in a forward bend, I'm going to stay there. Next inhale, come all the way back up. Arms are apart a bit here. We're going to take the thumbs up and back a little bit. So a little more opening in the heart. You can take that deeper if it feels okay in your lower back. If not, stay more in the upper back than the lower. Chin's neutral or back. As you exhale, hands come together. We're going to roll down, forward bend. Come halfway. Back down. All the way up. Exhale over to the right. Back up. Other way. So keep moving back and forth. Next time you're on the left, we're going to pause. You can keep both arms extended, or you can take that left arm down. Arm comes up if it was down. We're back to center. Other side. Arm comes down if you did on the other side. Back up to center. We're going to make that kind of circle above our heads. As you exhale, keep the circle, forward bend. Release the hands. Come all the way up again. Get your circle. Exhale, forward. Release, come up. And come forward. So you can keep doing that. Or as you come up, you can stay in the rounded arm position and lift up from there. That's going to require a little bit more core work. So you're going to have to engage the core as you lift up from there. Totally up to you. I'm going to do a few more rounds of whatever you're doing. And that last time you're upright, we'll pause. Arms round like the moon. You can always release the arms if you need to. We're going to open up a little bit. Try taking those arms back a little. And then back to neutral, release. Give those shoulders a roll. Right. So we're going to move through vinyasa, so movement with the arms. We're going to end up coming to right knee back, right knee down. So if you want something for your knees, just make sure you have it there so that you don't have to fart around when we get there. All right, so we're going to come back to the other movement with the arms, taking the arms up. Hands together as you exhale, forehead, heart, fingertips come all the way down. Pause there. Inhale halfway when you're ready, and then exhale it back to your forward bend. We're going to get those hands to the floor. Take your right knee back. Knee comes down. Blocks are great here because they allow you to kind of sink your hips and lengthen through your spine. So if you're already in a spot where you're like, I don't really need to do that, then you're just going to stay in that more neutral place. So you're going to be more parallel. So you might bring the blocks up higher. Okay. If you want to go a little deeper, scooch the front foot forward and then sink your hips down. Breath's coming up from the belly through the rib cage to that heart center. Exhale it back down. A few more breaths here. And then you can stay right here, or you can sweep those arms up. Your choice. If you sweep the arms up and you want to go a little further, then we're going to take those thumbs up and back again. Crescent moon, sometimes referred to Anjali asana, but also sometimes called crescent moon. Few deep breaths here. Belly to chest, chest to belly. On that last exhale, hands are coming down. If they're up. All right, if you've got the blocks there, you might want to move them out of the way a little bit. You're going to tuck the toes and lift the back knee. And then we're going to see if we can get that back foot forward. So you might have to hop it a few times to get it there. Come halfway. Lower it back down. And then come all the way up. Arms out and around, hands to the heart. So you're going to head to the other side. Arms come up, forehead, heart. Fingertips turn down as you roll into your forward bend. Release the hands, come halfway. Hands come down. You're going to take that opposite foot back. Back knee comes down. Get your blocks. You can stay in that more parallel position, or you can start to scooch that front foot forward a little and sink down. Nice and long through that spine. Breath coming up and then returning. So that feeling of filling and then that feeling of settling. A few more. And then if you swept the arms up, I'm going to sweep them up. If you stayed there, stay. And if you took the little back bend by taking the thumbs up and back, making your way there. Just a few more here. And then if the arms are up, we're going to bring them down. Hands come out of the way, blocks out of the way. Lift that back knee. We're going to get that foot forward. So hop it a couple times or bring it on forward. Come halfway. Back down. All the way up. Back to the heart. All right, I'm going to have you turn sideways on your mat. So you're going to face this direction so you can see me. And then we're going to heel toe out a little bit. Turn your toes. So we're coming towards goddess here. So it could be a little bend here, not too deep, or you can start to sink down, depending on what feels good. So for now, we're going to keep the hands on the thighs. Breath comes up from the belly, through the rib cage, into the heart center, and then back down, and feel that sense of rising and sinking with the breath moving up and down. And if it gets to be too much on those hips, just unbend a little bit here. All right, next time you inhale, arms come up overhead. As you exhale, tap the forehead, tap the chest. Finish your exhale, sweep the arms up, forehead, heart, come up. If you want to, you can add a forward bend there. So you'll exhale, forehead, heart, forward, release the hands, then arms come back up again. If not, just stay upright and continue forehead, heart. I'm going to do 3 more. When you're done with your last one, we'll meet upright if you're coming forward. I'm going to flip those heels out and straighten the legs. We're heading towards triangle, so if you need to go wider or closer together for that, I'm there. We're going to bring the arms up, shoulder height. You're going to turn your left toes towards the short end of your mat. Reach those fingertips towards the wall. Keep that front leg straight. And then that bottom hand comes down towards your leg, towards the block or the floor. Other fingertips go up. If it's too much on your shoulder, doesn't feel good for that upper arm, wrap it around your back. Sometimes that helps to open the shoulder up a little bit more. Feel that rising energy moving up and then that settling energy coming down. Just a few more breaths. And we're going to use that core to bring ourselves back up. Turn those toes, turn the other toes. Reach those fingertips as far as you can first, and then settle into your variation of triangle pose. Energy moving from the floor up through the body, and then back down. And let's make our way back up. Turn those toes, turn the other ones back out again. We're going to bend that knee. Just bought these pants and they're a little funky. They're getting stuck. I only tried them on standing. I didn't try them on doing yoga poses. Yeah, right. All right, we're going to bring the back hand to your heart and then flip your front palm up and then bring that front arm up towards your face. So we're coming into reverse warrior. So fingertips are headed towards the ceiling. Come on back through. We're going to straighten that leg, turn the toes, turn the other toes out, bend that front knee. Back hand down, front palm up. You can either bring it to your forehead or you can bring it up and reach the fingertips. Come on back through. Turn those toes. We're heading down to a forward bend. So you can bring those hands to the hips if you like. You can keep them out if you want to. And then we're going to lower it down, hinging at your hips. Folding, I guess is a better word. Hands to blocks if you don't make it to the floor. You can always bring those feet a little farther apart. Sometimes that helps to get you closer to the floor if you want to get there. So another forward, introspective, coming inward, downward space. Same breathing from the belly to the chest. And from the chest to the belly. Feel your heart melting down. I hear, I listen, I know, I understand. I am present, connected. A few more breaths. When you're done, we're going to make our way back up to standing and bring the hands to the hips. You can have them out to a T. Use that core to bring you all the way up. And we're going to step the feet together or heel toe, and then back to the front of your mat. Okay, I'm going to take the arms up, back to forehead, heart, forward bend. Inhale halfway. You take the hands down. We're making our way back to table or plank or down dog, wherever you feel like you need to be. Last one of the practice. So where do you need to be for this? We'll take about 5 breaths. So settle into whatever you need to do there. When you're done with your 5 breaths, if your knees aren't down, we're going to bring them down and then head around to sit. When you get there, right foot on the floor, knee facing up, left leg extended out along the floor. So we're coming forward here. So you might need to take that foot out a little bit to give yourself a little space to come in. All right. Arms come up. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward. So you can stay here if you like. If you have long arms and you want to try reaching that right arm around the bent knee, you turn your palm out and the elbow, and then your palm is facing out when it comes around. And then you see if you can get your hands together. If you have short arms, it may not happen. I love the looks on people's faces. Are like, are you kidding me right now? Okay, I have really long arms, so it's easy for me. So your right arm, you're turning the palm out as you bend the elbow so that your hand is facing outward. Yeah. It's like a mind game. Your elbow's like, I don't even understand how you want me to bend. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a good option for you. You just stay right where you are. Do whatever you need to do. All right. We'll take a few more breaths there. Yeah. People with short arms, it's like, don't even bother. Don't even bother. Yeah. I used to have somebody that came all the time. She used to say that her arms were like stubblins. And she's like, my stubblin arms are never going to do that. All right, come on up. Right, we're going to head to a twist here. So you're going to take your opposite arm, wrap that around that knee, lift up, and then try and twist a little here. And do a few more breaths. When you are done and ready, we'll head back to center and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to let that leg come down. The other one comes up. I'm going to make space here. Arms come up. And then we'll head forward. So remember, your forward bend could be way up here. It's fine. It's where you're at, right? And if you tried the crazy arm position, you can try that again. Sometimes it's easier on one side than the other because you're more open in the shoulder. Also helps if you're trying the arm variation, if you don't let that knee flop out too much to the side, because then you're going extra length. So a few more deep breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to release that. We'll head into the twist, taking the opposite arm around, lifting up, and then coming around. And back to center, both legs extend. Forward bend. All right, let's make our way up. We're going to head down for Shavasana. So if there's anything you want to get before you land, you can get your sweater or whatever. And then we're going to head down to your back. Once you get there, kind of tuning in to whatever's going on in your body, whatever you need to do before you settle. So you might want to get another knees side to side or knees to chest. You might feel like you're just ready to settle in. I'm going to have you try putting this under your knees when you get down there and see how that feels. All right, try that. Oh, yeah. And the other thing I'm going to do is we're going to try this. Try to pick your feet up for me. All right, how's that? Good? Okay. You're welcome. All right. So remember, you don't have to be completely supine here. You can have your feet on the floor with your knees up. You can have a blanket or a bolster or blocks under your knees. Find the space that allows that settling, that sinking. Shavasana is a space of allowing. So we're just allowing the body to rest here. We're not trying to do anything or create any shape, we're just letting it be. Allowing the energies of the sun and the moon to rest at your heart center. Fiery sun, cool moon, vibrant sun, meditative moon. Courageous sun, reflective moon, energizing sun, restful moon, healing sun, nurturing moon. Open and receptive. Inhaling, filling, expanding. Exhaling, emptying out, cleansing, letting go. The moon is related to the tides, the ebb and flow of the water. Things come, things go, things rise, things fall. Feeling the ebb and flow of your breathing and your heart.
Take a moment here to deepen your breath in your heart. Feel the breath moving from the belly through the rib cage to the heart and back down. And when you feel ready to begin that process of making your way back to your body, starting to come to any movements or stretches or postures that might feel good. Taking your time, we'll meet at seated when you're ready. Whatever space is comfortable for you as we arrive there. Settling in with a nice long spine when you do find your way there. And do that breath just a few times, taking the arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, forehead, heart. Inhaling up again. Forehead, heart. This time, as you finish your exhale, we'll bow forward. Settling into these final moments of our practice. Ending with a poem by Zana Keithley. Like the moon, I honor all of my phases. Sometimes I contract, going inward, seeking solace in my own inner world. Sometimes I expand, reaching outward, shining my light fearlessly for all to see. And often I exist in the in-between, finding balance and connecting with the light within and spreading that light outside of me. And never am I not exactly where I'm meant to be. Never is my light not enough. Never am I not whole.
Shanti, 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 peace. May there be peace in your hearts. May there be peace in your lives. And may there be peace in this world. Gently rising up. Namaste, my friends. Namaste, Amor. Thank you for being with me this morning.
Thank you, Ellen.
Have a lovely day.